So today like I promised before, I talk with Jimmy. Jimmy is my biggest client since I start selling gigs on Fiverr. So I wanted to talk about how we met each other, what we did together, and how did he find me, or like what was the process. And also I want to talk about his project. It's really important. I believe it's really hit me when I was working on the project. It's really emotional one. So thank you so much for joining. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm doing very great. I'm doing very great, Kent. Thank you for having me on.
So can you just give a bit information about yourself, like where do you live right now currently, and what did you do about your project?
I live currently in Istanbul. I'll be here until the 6th of March
Uh-huh.
before your government will kick me out because my and last couple months ago I visited Iraq,
Mhm.
the northern Iraq, the Kurdish region, and I shot some videos with survivors of the Yazidi genocide.
Mhm.
Yazidi is a religious minority in northern Iraq, and in recent times, within the last 8 years, they faced genocide by Daesh. Many were unfortunately killed, and many horrific things happened. And I interviewed five Yazidi women that survived the genocide, but also experienced a lot of horrible traumas. And I recorded an interview with them, and I did a very terrible job recording. I'm not a cinematographer. I recorded. I used my iPhone 13, and I recorded it like this. I recorded it vertical, so it was like for Instagram, because I'm used to recording for Instagram,
Yeah.
and I basically handed Burkan about an hour's worth of footage, and I was like, "Can you do something about it?" And he at it and was like, "Yeah, let me try." And he did a phenomenal job. He did a phenomenal. He went above and beyond what was expected. I mean, um, I was really nervous going on to Fiverr
Uh-huh.
because 5 years ago I had a very bad experience on Fiverr.
Can you give more detail about it? What I'm trying to achieve right now, give some insight to people because, of course, you live in Turkey right now. We having really bad time about economics, so people trying to find a way to earn extra money by selling some stuff online. And one of the most popular option is the Fiverr. So people really curious about how to start or what to do or what not to do. So, what was your bad experience about Fiverr?
So 5 years ago, I ordered some art on Fiverr from an artist in South Asia, Bangladesh or around that in the
Mhm.
region, Bangladesh or Indian or Pakistani. And I asked for like a tree. He drew a ninja. Then I said,
He didn't even try.
and then he drew a samurai. And I was like, that's not what I asked for, bud. And then he's like, I don't know what you want. And he opened up a dispute. So I was like, okay, forget Fiverr. Right. And this time I was like, I really needed an editor. And I knew I didn't have the bandwidth to learn editing by myself.
Mhm.
Uh, it would have charged me like the worst editor in the US would have charged at least $500, and it would not be nowhere close to the quality Burkham did.
Mhm.
You know, and yeah, because I don't have an income right now, so everything was coming from my savings,
Mhm.
right? So I can't I searched up several Turkish editors, and I communicated Burkant and I communicated very well. I think the most important thing was he showed me that he cared.
Mhm.
He cared about my project, and because it is dealing with a very heavy topic, and sometimes working with editors in the United States, there's a coldness. there's a
Hmm.
distant, like, it's like, do I really want to hear, like, okay, another edit is going to cost you another $100? It's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll pay that $100, but it's like, you know. But Burkant was just like, no problem, I'll do it, no problem. There was one time I asked Burkant for a small edit, and he revamped the audio and the whole thing, and I'm just like, man, I wish I paid this guy more. I feel
So,
bad.
did you talk another Turkish editor before we seal the deal?
I might have messaged one or two,
Hmm.
just in case you didn't work out, but then um, I settled on you.
Okay. So, when you entered my profile, what was the first thing you noticed? Like, there is a changing mind between like seeing, okay, he is doing editing, and okay, I think I should message him. Well, what was the process between that moments? Like, what was the first thing you noticed when you entered my profile?
Rating. I think it was your rating. Did you have 5 stars
Yes,
before I came in?
all 5 stars.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You had 5 stars, and that was important to me, because I knew I did such a terrible job with filming. So
Hmm.
I was like, I need someone. I need someone that can make up for my shitty filming skills with their great editing skills. So that was it. And then your attitude, like, um, easygoing attitude. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's great.
I didn't have any bad experience with the clients, but of course, I also have a process to accept a deal. Of course, budget is really important about that process. But one thing I notice working with clients like you, uh, to for me to extend my skill set or work very efficiently, I need a open channel with the client, because what I do basically worthless before if you don't like it. So even though I make a perfect job, if you don't like it or if you accept something else, like the ninja guy, maybe he did a perfect samurai, but you were asking a ninja, not a samurai. So uh,
Well, I was asking for a tree.
yeah, three. So the communication is really key. And before accepting any deal, I try to talk a bit more than usual with the first time clients to understand the mindset, if he or she open for a communication. I really had a bad. I forgot that I really had a bad experience with a buyer. She was recording a online educational program. After she bought the package, she almost never communicated with me. So I was in the dark. I was doing something, but I wasn't sure if I do it right or like she would like it. And also, I made a mistake and checked the box for unlimited revisions. So it was also 7 hours footage. Like it's not 1 hour footage. It was like seven
Wow.
hours footage. I finished the job and I was
And you
really.
said you paid me. I'm your highest payer.
Yes, yes, that
I
was
gave you
really
one
bad deal,
hour.
man. Yeah, that was really bad deal, but I took the deal because it was kind of easy. There wasn't any editing process. Just I should cut into the pieces, and nothing else matters. So it was kind of easy, and also it was like for $80, like $80, I guess. So that was fine for me because I'm trying to level up my Fiverr profile, so every extra cents helped me to reach the next level. After I finished my job, she asked for a revision just for one video. I delivered like 15 video into small pieces. After I changed that, she asked another one. After that, she asked another one, and it was like a hell. There was unlimited revision, and she was just asking small changes one at a time. So I had to re-edit and re-render, re-edit, re-render. Oh my god, it was
Um,
hell. It took me so much, like almost a month to finish that deal. And that was my mistake because I didn't do my job to assess the person who I was working with. Like, if I talk with her a bit much, maybe I could understand the situation. That was really bad experience.
yeah. it was important for me to communicate because I knew like um, because I wanted to I wanted to get the best best product I could get in return.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew communication was going to be very important, and I was willing to like I'm in Istanbul, you're in Eskişehir, 3 hours away. I was willing to go to your town to
Yeah.
work with you. You know, obviously if you're trying to if you're the people that are watching this, if you want to work with Americans, probably not going to happen every time, especially with the time zone. We were able to do Zoom meetings because we were just in the same time zone. But I think you just have to, for the people watching this, you just have to communicate.
Definitely.
You know, I didn't know about re-render. Let your clients know how hard it is for you. You know, because sometimes they're not bad people. They just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not editors. I didn't realize I had Burkant do an edit. I thought it was like gonna take him like a couple minutes, but he had to re-render. I didn't know what re-rendering was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so just communicate with them like, hey, so a re-rendering is going to. Don't be shy to communicate. Like tell them your clients how hard it is they're making it for you because it's in their best interest. The easier it is for you guys, the better you can make the video for the if you're not, you guys aren't focused on like doing the hard stuff like re-rendering.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably do some extra fancy stuff for them. So it's in their best interest for you to communicate and tell them how hard they're making it for you if they are.
And also, while I'm working with you, I try to update you for every checkpoint. When I do something, I send it to you and ask for your feedback. So to avoid extra work or after I finish everything, I try to match your expectations. So along the way, I always try to share the details. Okay, I did this. What do you think? Give me your feedback so I can rework and go on from that foundation. That is also important. Like, as you say, people always never know what the process is. Like, there is your video recording and an end product, and most buyers don't know, or you can't expect them to know the whole process. So my job as a seller, make a really transparent communication so people can match their expectations and like also make them feel okay, this job is done and next stop is this and this. So you keep your client in sync with you and your work, so there won't be any surprise after maybe like month of work. There won't be any surprise about what should be expected about the end product. That was my way to achieve that.
Yeah,
Also,
and you did a
we
great
have,
job.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's for editors in Turkey watching this, I think it's I mean in the movie industry, and I have some experience in that industry, like the editor, the director, and the sound people are in constant communication. It's not a master servant relationship. It's their partners. You know, they have to be constantly communicating. So if you get a client that just goes cold on you, you know, just like, oh, do this, and go cold, is let them know, hey, no, like editing, I'm your editor. There has to be a dialogue. You know, there has to be a dialogue, especially if the job is complicated. You know, there has to be, you need to be there because otherwise it's not going to be an effective working relationship. And don't be afraid to ask for that. Otherwise, you're going to get like a really bad deal. You know, like you're going to get someone that doesn't know what he wants, and you could be doing another job. You know, like I would make sure the guy, your client knows that how important communication is.
Let's go back to your project because, as I told before, it was really emotional one. In Turkey, I don't know if you are aware or not. We have some political tensions between Kurdish and Turkish people. I don't know if that's the correct way to say, because I believe, especially for me, I have no problem with any nationality, but you know the politics. You have really active politics in your country. working with your project, it was a really different experience because we watch TV, but our TV, like yours or any other country, have some perspective about the what's really going on in different areas. And as a person, you are tend to judge that situation with some bias. But when you listen to the people who actually experience the horrors that you can't even imagine, like I'm pretty sure most of the people can't really imagine what those people went and experienced, or like what was the situation. So with your project, while working your project and watching the interviews, man, you cried. Like it was that emotional. It was that devastating to hear that. Also, my wife helped me to edit those videos, and it was really really hard for us to listen those stories. I will link the videos down below in the description so you can check, and you should definitely check because of my awesome editing, of course, first of all. But the stories are really, really touching. So how did you spend your time? Like, what was the experience? It's not, I'm not asking about like, how did you record? As a person, as a Jimmy, what did you feel? How was it for you to be in that area and talking with those people?
You know, the funny thing is, I went to Iraq not knowing that the Turks and the Kurds had tension.
Mhm.
I did not do my research properly. And it wasn't until I got to it wasn't until I got to Turkey and was about to board the flight to Iraq,
Mhm.
or a week before that, where I was like, oh, I could get arrested here if I said the wrong thing.
Yes.
Right. So it was really important for me. So that was really, I had a lot of fear going into Iraq. Am I going to be stopped by, are they going to think I'm some kind of agent or whatever, you know? So I had a lot of fear going into Erbil. But you know, I guess, but I wasn't harassed or anything, and I felt safe in in northern Iraq.
That's the correct way to say it. Good job.
I won't say the KST word. I felt safe in northern Iraq, and they were very hospitable. I felt safe in terms of like terrorism and crime. I did not feel safe in terms of crazy drivers, taxi, and pollution. I did almost die once because our taxi driver flew over a hill over 120 kilometers an hour.
And I'm just cutting you. As an American, you just said kilometers. That's really interesting.
Let me, okay, convert 120 kilometers to miles. Okay, no. Convert 100 miles to kilometers. Okay, sorry, I said something wrong. No. 160 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
On the wrong side of the road, over a hill.
But so, it's still impressive you used kilometers in default. Like, I know you're not using in your country, but it's nice to hear that.
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely had some dangers, you know. But getting to Hanka, meeting the Yazidi, that was an experience, you know. That was to see, to be there, you know, coming from California, you know, and coming from a relatively safe place in California, you're just like, oh my God, this is real. Like my problems, yeah, I dealt with my own problems in my personal life, but these problems are like life and death. You know, these people have gone through something my people will never know.
Yeah.
I hope they will never. I hope not. You know, and it was definitely like walking into that first interview, you just felt there was so many mixed emotions. You know, it's hard for me. There were so many emotions that were hard for me to put into words. You know, because one, you're in awe of them. You're in awe of like, wow, I'm speaking to a genocide survivor in her country, rather than, oh, she's not on stage in America, in American university giving a speech, you know, with hundreds of Americans. This is one-on-one, you know. And I felt really privileged, you know. I felt really privileged to be there. And then having all my cameras fail. I was frantic, and I was looking stupid in front of them because my GoPro was my action cam were failing, my GoPro was failing, you know. So all I had was this iPhone 13, and you know, and I wasn't prepared, you know, because I had a script, but then like once you're in front of them, you just can't prepare for that, you know. You just have a script, but you're reading the script and you realize this script is not enough for the interview. So I was saying and likes, I was improvising. Turkish is yani, you know, you say the stutter word, yani. I was like saying like, and then I was getting self-conscious, so I was getting more nervous. You know, and I think it's like when she was talking about the heavy stuff, I cried during the interview. Like, Burkant did a good job and cut it out. You know, but I cried during that interview, and it was like it was just hearing the horrors, you know, of happening to them, and you know, and also I just realized that there was something I wasn't expecting. Was they also than mine. The Yazidis, even though I came there to tell their story, my values weren't perfectly aligned with their values, you know, especially when the woman started throwing her daughter-in-law under the bus, because according to their traditions, you're not supposed to remarry. If you remarry, you couldn't take your kids with you. And from a Western standpoint, that's to me, that's not acceptable. But so I was a little shocked, right? But then I had to accept that I had to like step away from my values and try to look at things from their shoes and not put in my Western values onto anybody else, you know. So that was different. And the young Yazidis, when I asked them what advice would you give to the West, they're like, respect your elders, and I'm just like, fuck. We don't do that.
In a way, we just stuck between your values and the Middle Eastern values. Like what I hear during your interviews didn't shock me. Okay, I don't live by that values, but I'm familiar with that values. We don't have the exact values or like traditions, but we have some similar ones. So it wasn't really shock to me to hear those, but I can really imagine like how was you feeling, how you were feeling in that situation.
Okay, yeah. So northern Iraq, you know, the people of northern Iraq are U.S. allies. You know, I understand they have certain. There is definitely political conflict with Turkey. You know, and I'm not gonna try to take sides, and like I will say this, because they helped us, they were instrumental in helping us defeat ISIS. A lot of Americans who know what Kurds are, who know what the Kurdish people are, do worship them to a very high degree. And well, first of all, most Americans don't know what a Kurdish person is, you know, but those that do are generally have this image, including myself. Before I went there, had this godlike image of them. Yeah, the Supermen of the Middle East, right? And when I went there, and experience the people and their culture, there were certainly things I really liked. The hospitality, the safety, um, uh, the safety, the never experienced racism, the kindness. I really appreciated that. There were things that I heard were not aligned with my own values. That were a little upsetting. Like people saying, "Oh, if people would kill their daughters if they weren't a virgin," or like husbands would divorce their wives if they weren't a virgin at marriage, or some fathers would kill their daughters or something. You know, I'm just like, oh. Or one kid, you know, asking me if I could help him traffic Chinese girls for prostitution. I'm just like,
What the hell?
no, dude, no. You know, no. You know, so it was like there was things like that where where they still have my respect as a US as an American. Um, they will always have my gratitude. But I did learn the lesson. It's important not to idolize and not to put any culture up on a pedestal where these are the people that can do no wrong. You know, these are the people that are like that. Um, this is the next Israel. You know. Yeah. You know.
My father was in the Turkish Navy, so I grown up a military family. So people try to understand or like make sense with a situation with their past and experiences. This really affect how you see a situation, how you experience a situation. So I think it's really important to travel because until you see actually what's happening with your own eyes and experience yourself, you have an image that it's not really based on knowledge. It was just like a feeling or something like that. It's not a solid foundation in a solid foundation. So it's really important for people to travel different regions, meet with different cultures and people, and then decide what's going on there, because again, like personal experiences really affect your bias. Again, it's really nice to see and get lessons from those kind of videos. And I'm pretty sure when you guys watch Jimmy's videos, you will learn something you think that's not possible, or like you were thinking a different situation, but the reality is something else. So what you did and what you record is really important for people to expand their views and maybe like have a better opinion or better grasp on the situation. So that should be the personal principle for every other subject. You just need to be open-minded and do your research, talk with people, then decide you like something or not. So it was really nice experience again for me to work with you. I will again link the videos, so hope you guys will enjoy it. Do you have anything else to say or share, man?
Burkant is up and coming. Anybody watching this video should definitely work with him. You know, I think he's amazing. He goes above and beyond. I'll definitely be working with him in the future.
Yeah, same goes with me. I was really enjoyed working with you and also like talking with you. You guys don't know, but we make some Zoom calls for job. But after we discuss about the work, we just share some thoughts and experience and share some stuff. So it was really nice to working with you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good luck, guys. Good luck, everybody. Confident. Be confident. I know you guys are in a tough economic situation. It will pass. It will pass.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for your watching. See you guys in the next video.